lots of toys, all for the little ones' Christmas joys. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, tick, 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 down through the chimney with good Saint Nick.
Hello and welcome to day 6 then, it's not day 6, day 11 of Vlogmas. It is Friday the 11th of December and I hope you are having a great day whatever you're up to and are looking forward to the weekend. I have just literally this minute cast off my cowl. I need to block the ends in there. It's not for me, it's a gift knit for somebody else to gift to somebody else, if that makes sense. You probably couldn't hear any of that, what I was saying just then, but yeah, there we go. I've done it in a single strand of DK, and actually it feels slightly snugger than mine that I knitted with a strand of fingering weight and a strand of alpaca. So yeah, hopefully the recipient will be pleased with that. The pattern, if you are interested, it's my pattern. It's the Dance Like No One's Watching cowl, and it's available on Ravelry and Etsy. So I've done that, I finished that. So this week I had a few projects that I wanted to get finished. I had the cowl that I wanted to knit. I had 2 hats that I wanted to make sure were finished for Eloise's teachers. I wanted to finish off Eloise's pyjamas that I showed you yesterday. And I have managed to do all of those things. So I find myself in a slightly unusual position of being able to pick what I do next. So I'm contemplating casting on this afternoon my sister-in-law's cowl, because that is something that I am going to be designing from scratch. So I might do that, in which case I will talk you through the choices that I've made for that. Or I might decide to start winding up some of my minis for my Kalani scarf, or I might do a little bit of knitting on my Georgie sweater, which I haven't shown you actually for a while. Let me go and get it and I'll talk to you about that. Here is my Georgie sweater living in here. And it is a paid for pattern by Libby Johnson, who is truly Myrtle. So this is where I'm up to. I have just, I've cast on, don't know what that noise was, something fell down from the shelf presumably. Yeah, I cast on, so what you do is you cast on the front first of all, you cast on the shoulders and you knit down to a certain length, which I did, and then I've cast on the back. And so now I'm working down the back of the sweater and I've got it all twisted here. Let's have a look. Do you know, I panicked for a minute then, thinking that I'd somehow twisted it, and I've got a little bit of something stuck in there. Thinking, yeah, that I had somehow twisted it and was knitting in the wrong direction. Anyway, I digress. What I wanted to show you, so that's the front of it. It's a very, very simple lace pattern. It's not complicated, but it does take a little bit of time. And it's an 8-row pattern repeat, and you're only actually working the lace pattern on 2 of those 8 rows. But the lace row itself does take a little bit of time. But what I wanted to show you, you cast on the front, as I said, first of all, and then to cast on the back, you cast on 1 shoulder at a time, and you have to pick up stitches to cast on. And here, this is where I had to pick up the stitches to cast on. And I hope you can see, it's invisible. I cannot believe, I'm going to show you the back as well. I cannot believe that I have managed to pick up stitches that neatly. I used to be terrified of picking up stitches, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like knitting a heel flap and gusset on socks, even though the fit is really good. So I'm really, really pleased with that. The yarn that I'm using is Drops Baby Alpaca Silk, and I did a swatch before I started this and blocked it, and it's really lovely. It has a really nice drape to it, so I think that's going to be a really nice sweater that can be dressed up or dressed down. So that's just my swatch there, and it's really soft. It's lovely and soft. So I might do a little bit of work on that this afternoon. The other thing that I really want to do, yesterday morning I had a bit of a wardrobe purge. I went upstairs to my wardrobes and drawers in my room and had a sort out of all of my clothing, and I've kind of separated what really is past any kind of useful life and needs to be thrown away, and what has life left in it and can therefore go to the charity shop. So I've kind of extracted some stuff, and I've also tried to hang up as much as I can so that I can see what I've got, so that it's not stuck in a drawer. And I've decided that anything that I don't wear again before Christmas, or before the new year rather, is going. It's going in the new year. I think, as a lot of us have done this year, I have put on a little bit of weight, which, you know, it is the result of, you know, less exercise and eating and drinking the wrong things when we're all in lockdown to get us through. And obviously now we're coming up to Christmas. So yeah, I have put on a little bit of weight, and I think I need to begin to invest more in kind of staple pieces for my wardrobe. And by invest in, I mean buy the things that I need to buy. So for example, you know, jeans. I could make a pair of jeans, but it would take me a long time and it's very complicated, and I don't have the time to do that. So, you know, buy the things that I need to buy and make the things that I need to make. I have got some really lovely patterns that I have never made up, sewing patterns that I've never made up into garments, and I have got beautiful fabrics in my stash that I can use to do that. So it's almost like having free clothing, really. So in the new year, I really want to try and focus on some dressmaking. So the reason for me telling you that is that I would like to spend some time going through the patterns that I've got, having a look at the fabrics that I've got, and kind of earmarking which fabric is going to be used to sew up which pattern, really, so that I've got a definite plan. I do need some more t-shirts, and I've got t-shirt patterns that I could use. Obviously sweaters, you know, I'm knitting and they're going to take a certain amount of time, but I've got some lovely dress patterns that I want to have a go at making up. So yeah, I might have a little poodle through those this afternoon. I'm going to be uploading my kind of, tomorrow is Saturday and then the day after Sunday, so I'm going to be uploading my Saturday and Sunday Vlogmases together. I don't know how much I will have the opportunity to film, but I will do my best, and that may not go up until Monday. I might not have time to kind of edit it all together, so we'll see what happens there over the weekend, but I will try and film as much as I can for you. It is quite late in the evening now, and Dawn, just for you, I'm going to say sorry about the light. Dawn and I were joking about the number of times that I apologise for the light on here, but in my defence, I think it does look different on my kind of view screen of my phone than it does in real life. So anyway, this afternoon I decided to cast on the cowl for my sister-in-law. So I am using this yarn, which is, I've got another skein of it here. I got 2 skeins of this in a swap. So this is Araucania botany lace. So it's extra fine merino wool, and it is 410 meters per 100 grams. So it is a fingering weight, and it just says 100% wool, but it's really quite nice and soft. And I'm holding it double with the Rossetti Alaska that I talked about in a previous episode. I can't remember exactly which episode it was, but I will find the label and show it to you another day. So I'm holding those 2 together, and you can see you're getting like a really nice kind of, I think it looks a bit like a snowy sort of alpine-y effect. So I'm making this for my sister-in-law, who she really loves walking and she's really into the outdoors. I think I've just dropped my stitch marker on the floor rather helpfully, but anyway, and because she is into kind of nature and the outdoors, I'm putting like a sort of a bit of a leaf design, a very simple lace design down the front, which you can't see yet because I've only done a few rows of it, but I will keep you updated on the progress of that. So I'm really pleased with how that's turning out at the moment. I've got an evening in on my own this evening. My husband has gone out with a friend. They've booked a table outside for food and some drinks, and it's currently absolutely pouring with rain outside, so I'm hoping that they're not getting really wet. But yeah, so I've got an evening in, so I have got YouTube set up, ready. Oh, now it's all gone off, see. Oh, there you go, look, that could have timed that to go with my cowl, couldn't I? And I've got my glass of wine over here. Got a bag of patterns. This is all my minis that I need to wind up for my scarf. And then down here, now, I want your opinion on something here. So, I had a bit of a kind of a stash organised and a stash sort out the other day. So in this box is full skeins. In the case there that I had from lovely Tracy is mini skeins, and then I've also got those are all mini skeins, and these are minis which are kind of balled up or which I have definite plans for. That's got a project in it, the fairy bag. This is more full skeins that wouldn't fit in the box, and that's just an envelope full of vintage patterns which I'm looking through for some inspiration for something. But my question to you is this: do you think that's really a terrible mess? My husband says that he can't come in this room because there's too much of my crafting stuff in here, and he thinks it's just too much and it gets him, he gets all stressed out by it. This box in the evenings I just move over there. So it's just sitting over there, so it's not on the floor. And then I do have, that stool isn't normally there, but I use that for winding up yarn. And then I've got just a basket of yarn there at the back. I really don't think that that is like too much mess. What does everybody else think? Let me know what you think. Quite frankly, I think he should be grateful that that is the only mess, inverted commas, that is around the house. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today, and I will record what I can over the weekend, and you probably won't see that uploaded until Sunday or Monday. I hope you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're up to, and I will see you next week.